So I guess I've been a YouTuber now for about 6 months to the day, and it is time for, again, more inventory. I've had some wonderful response videos, and again, I'm very appreciative of both videos that Randy has shot. I don't mean to be defensive. I think if anything, I'm ambivalent. I'm struggling with the meaning of this medium. I'm also, I think, a little bit at a loss for what is the best route to take here. I've received so many messages of people saying this and saying that. Very, some of them were lengthy, and I appreciate all the comments. I mean, some people are really advocating that I change my route, change my style, become more conversational, a little hipper, to try to boost my subscriptions. And I guess I do want my subscriptions to be higher. And another part of me is stubbornly wants to resist doing any of this kind of flashy stuff with multiple angles and the inclusion of irrelevance and tangential comments all the way through. I mean, just sort of irrelevant comment cropping up amidst it all. Some of that I really want to avoid. I'm not really interested. And even if it costs me subscribers, I think if it's nothing but a popularity contest, if that's all it is, and I have to change what I'm saying to accommodate for that, that I can't do. And I want to stress again, I'm not giving up on YouTube. If anything, I'm taking a break. I'm thinking about what exactly I do want out of this, what I thought this would be, could be, and I guess the question is what is my future relation to YouTube? I don't think that I'm ever gonna like disappear. I think if anything, I would, lurk in the shadows for a while and just watch and really see to what extent I I want to take the various advice that people have given me. I've had an amazing time on YouTube. It's been very interesting. There's a line, I think it's attributed to Bill Cosby, where he says that there is no sure recipe for success, but the surest recipe for failure is to try to please everyone. I think that's kind of true. I think there are some people who are very, very intelligent, very interesting, who have way too few of subscribers. I look at someone like, Conference Report, Fred, Graham, down Soulfetcher. I look at some of the other people who've been interviewed by the Holons Network, and I look at Do in the Morning, I think is her new channel. There's so many people who are really bright, who offer interesting videos, who have little subscribers. And then there are people who they post videos that are flashy. I think they're continuously changing the camera angle to keep anyone from realizing that very little is being said. This sort of continuous clicking and moving and changing, that itself is very odd. It's one thing to have a camera that moves along with you. I mean, Fred's videos are interesting because you walk along with him and you're reminded that thought is a movement itself. It's really wonderful to move along with that. But that's so different than the jerky, choppy, hoppy, keep you distracted. It's like it's an attempt to keep people momentarily distracted and then momentarily distracted. They never really realize that they're not making much sense, that so much of what the medium is, I guess, is a making room for attitude, for parade performance, for ego. There's just so many things that seem antithetical to careful reflective thought. And I've taken so much criticism, and I've taken also so much applause and hugs. I mean, it's such a mixed bag. I get some people who say, yes, please, you're one of the few people who's actually here on YouTube trying to promote book culture and engage stuff. And I did get, a fair number. Now, certainly not a lot, I'll admit, not a lot. But I got, I don't know, half a dozen, maybe a little more, three-quarters of a dozen people who've expressed interest and sent me email, and they do want to read Epictetus, and I think it would be fun for us to read Epictetus together and talk about that, maybe shoot some video responses. The question of how much digital editing and video content, I mean, to Randy's video, I almost, again, I'm lost without this notion of originality. Well, Randy, I mean, you could argue the same thing here for all of my videos. You know what? I've directed them all. I've actually, I was the actor, I was the director, I screen wrote them, and then I produced them. I edited them. Wow, I did all those roles for all of these videos here. I mean, to simply say that it's original content, there's no way out of original content unless you're cutting and pasting what other people have there, which I, as you can see, unfortunately, don't even know how to do that. I was a dusty old book person as a parent, and I, came into media ecology largely through my studies of Ong and McLuhan and some of the, I guess, Mumford people, Suzanne Langer, and then from there became very interested in new media. And so for me, this is all very new. Like I say, I've been YouTubing 6 months now, and I think it is time for a kind of inventory, a moment of reflection, a time to look at my videos. I had Jeff say at length, he gave me a very long email. I'm not going to post it or anything like this, but he gave this long email of advice, and I appreciate so much of the advice. But some of it I'm not really sure if it wasn't his own trying to clear his conscience to justify how he's selling himself out for numbers. But it's a lot of advice about, look, the titles. I'm not even going to bother with so many of your videos because of the titles. They sound like it's office work, and it doesn't sound like it's gossip at the water cooler, right? Gossip at the water cooler is what I'm supposed to be doing, so says Jeff. I'm not supposed to be doing things that look like in any way they're going to be intellectual work, intellectual labor, that itself I think is funny. It's maybe really good advice. He was talking about his own subscriptions and how those were varying, and how, why he gave up philosophy videos, and it was largely because the subscriptions just weren't high. Now that he's still being philosophical and he is making references, and I think, is Jeff a smart guy? Sure, of course. Should people subscribe to his channel? Yes, I'm not speaking against the man's channel. I guess the question is, should we all do whatever we need to do in order to get high subscriber rates? Is that really what this is about? Isn't there something like integrity? Now, again, I'm ambivalent. Can I change what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, to be more adaptive and to not be so stubborn? Yeah, I think I probably can. I think to get out of a stubbornness would be a very good thing. I'm not sure how to do that, though. And I don't think that's being suggested, but what is being suggested? There certainly are channels that have more of a dialogic quality. There are some channels that have more of a, this is structured information, here it is. There's going to be a quiz on it later. I don't know if I have quiz on it later sort of stuff. I think it's trying to be heady and provocative. It's trying to be interesting. I guess part of it is that if I'm up here and I'm saying things that people find provocative, I don't want anyone to think that this is me. I want people to realize that me is a culmination of lots of books and all kinds of other things that other people have said, and if it's me, it's partly a reaction and response, but there's, a person is a collective, a person is a set of relations. At any rate, I'm not going away, I'm not leaving YouTube. I will still be around. I appreciate all the comments that people have made. I really do, and I don't want to be stubborn. It's still a moment of reflection, though, for me. So, thanks.